So here we are starting the new chapter, electrostatic. Actually, in our board's syllabus, the chapter electrostatic is divided into the two parts. One part was included in FIJC 11th standard and remaining part is in 12th SYJC. In CBSE in NCERT books syllabus, it is completely covered in 12 syllabus, SYJC syllabus. And there are two chapters. One is this electric charges and field, and other is electric potential and energy. Electric potential and capacity. असे दोन चॅप्टर इथे पण आहे आणि बोर्डाला पण आहे. HSC बोर्डाला आपल्याला बोर्डाच्या सिलेबसप्रमाणे फक्त बोर्डाचे दोन चॅप्टर 11-12मध्ये डिवाइड केलेले आहे आणि CBSEचे दोघे चॅप्टर फक्त 12च्या सिलेबसमध्ये. हो सर. आता JEE वगैरेच्या काही नीटच्या वगैरे ज्या काही एक्झाम असतात त्याच्यामध्ये 12च्या सिलेबसला 60% वेटेज असतं आणि 11च्या पार्टला जनरली 40% वेटेज दिलेलं असतं. म्हणजे इलेक्ट्रोस्टॅटिक हा कम्प्लिटली 12च्या सिलेबसमध्ये झाला, म्हणजे 60% वेटेजमध्ये गेला, म्हणजे महत्त्वाचा चॅप्टर झाला. कळलं सर. सो हिअर we are starting this chapter electrostatic. The name of the chapter is electric charges and field, test number 17, like this. There are 40 questions. The question paper is sent to you on our batch, NCG batch, also on WhatsApp group. So we will start from question number 1. All questions are MCQ. So in some questions there are 5 choices given, A, B, C, D, E, because in old pattern, instead of JEE, the exam was called for IIT and for engineering colleges, regional engineering college, it was called as AIEEE. So in that exam of AIEEE, in some problem, 5 choices were given, A, B, C, D, E, and some questions are select the 2 proper choice out of 5. Now we are having the question paper pattern where there is only single correct answer, no double answers, and therefore in some question you may see 5 choices and that 5 choices are because of this, like this. So I will read the first question. The two conducting spheres of radii 3 cm and 1 cm are separated by a distance of 10 cm in free space. If the spheres are charged to the same potential of 10 volt each, the force of repulsion between them is so both have same potential, positive, so both have same charges, positive, and therefore they will definitely repel each other. So that force of repulsion is calculated by using the Coulomb's law. But when we use Coulomb's law, we require the charge. So charge on both the sphere Q1, Q2 is not given directly. So first we have to calculate these charges. हाच क्वेश्चन AIEEEला विचारलेला आहे 2 मार्कासाठी, 4 मार्क्ससाठी असतो तो 2 मिनिट. तर 2 मिनिटमध्ये आपल्याला काय काय कॅल्क्युलेशन करावं लागतात एक आयडिया आपल्याला माहिती पाहिजे. First we have to find the charges on both the sphere. To find the charge, one important property of the Gauss theorem we are going to use. So first I will explain the theory in brief. Suppose this is the sphere of radius r and say plus Q charge is given. So by first application, by the application of Gauss's theorem, Gauss's law to a charge sphere we know this conclusion. Charge given to a sphere is supposed to be concentrated at its center. Therefore, this charge appears to be concentrated at its center. Therefore, if R is the radius of the sphere, then potential V at any point on charge sphere is given by V is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught R. So this is equation A. So this is the important conclusion that we have drawn when we have used the Gauss theorem for charge sphere. The center of the charge sphere is called as the center of charge. Center of mass प्रमाणे आपण हा concept explain केला होता. Whole mass of the sphere is supposed to be concentrated at its center called as the center of mass. Whole charge given to the sphere is supposed to be concentrated at its center, and therefore the center of the charge sphere is called as the center of charge, and therefore potential at any point on its surface is given by. Now, after knowing this theory, we will start the problem. So there are two spheres having different radii, 3 cm and 1 cm. So I will draw the figure. This radius is R1. This radius is R2. Distance between them is equal to D. So R1 is equal to 3 cm is equal to 3 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. R2 is equal to 1 cm is equal to 10 raised to minus 2 meter. The charge given is Q1. The charge given is the Q2. Potential is V1. Potential is V2. V1 is equal to 10 volt. V2 is equal to 10 volt. Both potentials are equal. So by knowing the potential, we can find Q1 by using this formula. So you have to find the force of repulsion F is equal to question mark. So given quantity is V1 is equal to V2 is equal to 10 volt. Let Q1 is equal to charge present on, this is sphere number 1, sphere number 2. On sphere 1 having radius R1, potential V1. Therefore, using this formula gives Q is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught V into R. So we will use this formula. Therefore, Q1 is equal to Q1 is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught V1 R1. So this is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9 multiplied by V1 is equal to 10 volt multiplied by R1. R1 is equal to 3 into 10 raised to minus 2. The radii are in centimeter. This D is equal to 10 centimeter is equal to 10 raised to minus 1 meter. So this is the value of Q. So Q1 is equal to this 3 will divide here. So 1 by 3 into 10 raised to 1, 10 raised to minus 1 and 10 raised to minus 9. So this is equal to 1 by 3. Q1 is equal to 1 by 3 into 10 raised to minus 10 coulomb. This is equal to 1. So we know Q1. Similarly, we have to find Q2. Let Q2 is equal to charge present on sphere number 2 having radius R2 and potential V2. Therefore, Q2 is equal to same formula 4 pi epsilon naught V2 R2. So 1 upon 9 into 10 into 9. We know this value. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 into 9. So we have taken reciprocal. V2 is equal to 10 volt and R2 is equal to 1 centimeter, that is equal to 10 raised to minus 2. So this is equal to 1 by 9 into, directly I will use the answer. So this is Q2. So we know Q1, Q2. Q2 is equal to 1 by 9 into 10 raised to minus 10 coulomb. This is equal to 2. So now we can calculate the force of repulsion. Let F is equal to force of repulsion between Q1 and Q2 separated by D. Separated by distance D. ऍक्च्युली हा Q1 चार्ज जो आहे ह्या पूर्ण सरफेसवर डिस्ट्रीब्यूट झालेला आहे, पण ही प्रॉपर्टी आपण यूज केली. दिस चार्ज Q1 इज कॉन्सन्ट्रेटेड हियर, दिस चार्ज Q2 इज कॉन्सन्ट्रेटेड हियर, एंड therefore distance between their center is D is equal to 10 centimeter. Therefore, by Coulomb's law, F is equal to Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught D square. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 9. Q1 is equal to equation 1 by 3 into 10 raised to minus 10. Q2 is equal to 1 by 9 into 10 raised to minus 10 upon D. D is 10 raised to minus 1 bracket square. So this 9 will get cancelled. So 1 by 3 into this is 10, 10, 20, 20. So this is 10 raised to minus 11 and this is 10 raised to minus 2. So 1 by 3 into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton. This is the answer. So force of repulsion F question F is equal to 1 by 3 into 10 to minus 9 Newton. And therefore, the correct choice is A. Therefore, A is correct. A is correct. Like this. So, the calculations are lengthy. So, this is a very important property. Charge given to the sphere is supposed to be concentrated at its center, and therefore this Q charge appears at its center, and therefore any point on the surface of the sphere is at distance r from Q, and therefore potential is given by Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r. Therefore charge is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught potential of the sphere multiplied by radius of the sphere. So using this formula, we have calculated the charge on first sphere, charge on second sphere. So we know Q1 by equation 1, Q2 by equation 2, and once we know Q1, Q2, we can find the force of repulsion by using the Coulomb's law as the Q1, Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught d square, where d is the distance between the center of the two sphere, like this. So this charge is here, this charge is here. So d is the distance between the two centers of the sphere. It is also the distance between the two charges, like this. So this is the amount of the repulsive force. Next, second, a comb runs through one's dry hair, attract the small bits of paper. This is due to comb is a good conductor, paper is a good conductor. Both are wrong. The atom in the paper gets polarized by the charged comb. The comb possesses magnetic property. C choice is correct. Actually, both the body, paper bits as well as the comb get electrified oppositely, and therefore they attract each other. So the reason is this. In this process, comb as well as bits of paper gets electrified, having opposite charges. Having opposite charges, and they attract each other. The comb attracts the bits of paper due to electric polarization of atoms in paper. Electric polarization, it is a step before this. And the correct choice is C. C is correct. C is correct. Next, question number 3. Start. This type of problems can be asked in gravitation also. Same way. A infinite number of charges, each of charge 1 microcoulomb, are placed on the x-axis with the coordinates x is equal to 1, 2, 4, 8, infinity. If a charge of 1 coulomb is kept at origin, then what is the net force acting on 1 coulomb charge? The force is given in Newton. So figure is important in this problem. So this is the x-axis. Then this is the origin, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, etc. So the charge Q is kept here. And this small q is equal to 1 microcoulomb is equal to 10 minus 6 coulomb. At origin, a charge capital Q is kept, and this Q is equal to 1 coulomb. So we have to find the force F acting on the charge Q. So let F is equal to total force acting on Q kept at origin O due to infinite charges, and therefore F is equal to summation of Fi. I varies from one charge to n charge. So this is equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus F4 Fn. Like this. So F1 is a force between Q and Q. F1 is a force between Q and Q, separated by x1 is equal to 1 so distances are in meter, only coordinates are given. Say x1 is equal to 1 meter. Therefore f1 is equal to q into q upon 4 pi epsilon naught x1 square. So this is equal to k into q upon x1 square, where k for 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Similarly, F2 is equal to q into q, k into q upon x2 square. Therefore, F3 is equal to k into q upon x3 square. F4 is equal to etc. Therefore, F is equal to k common, q common into bracket 1 upon x1 square plus 1 upon x2 square plus 1 upon x3 square plus 1 upon x4 square plus 1 upon xn square. Like this. So k into q into bracket 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 4 square plus 1 upon 8 square plus etc. ये सर्व मैथमेटिक्स है. So this is the basic equation. Now, in this equation, we want to simplify this bracket. One upon one plus one upon one square plus one upon two square plus one upon four square plus one upon x square etc. is equal to one upon one plus one upon four plus one upon 16 plus 1 upon 64 etc. So this is equal to 1 upon 4 raised to 0. Anything raised to 0 is equal to 1. 1 upon 4 raised to 1. 1 upon 4 raised to 2. 1 upon 4 raised to 3 plus etc. Like this. So this bracket is given by, say this is equation 3. Let 1 by 4 is equal to r. When r is less than 1, then this is the series sequence property. So in our log table, this algebraic equation, this property is given. The sum of the first n terms of geometrical progression with the first term a and common ratio r is given by this formula. So using this formula, we can get directly this value like this. When r is equal to r is less than 1, then 1 upon r raised to 0 plus 1 upon r raised to 1 plus 1 upon r square you can write like this. Is equal to 1 upon 1 minus 1 by r. This is the formula. And therefore this is equal to 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 4. So 1 upon 3 by 4, that is equal to 4 by 3. So this right hand side has value this. So bracket is equal to 4 by 3 equals to 4. Put 4 into, therefore total for f is equal to k into q into bracket has value 4 by 3. So k is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Capital Q is equal to 1. Small q is equal to 10 raised to minus 6 multiplied by 4 by 3. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, we know that 9 into 10 raised to 9 into 10 raised to minus 6 multiplied by 4 by 3. So this 3 will divide it. So 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 10 raised to 3. So that is equal to 12 into 10 raised to 3. So this is equal to 1200 Newton. Therefore, F is equal to 1200 Newton. Total force acting on the charge capital Q kept at origin is equal to 1200 Newton. And therefore, the correct choice is B. B is correct. B is correct. Problem number 19. So problem number 3 and 19, they are related to each other because we have calculated the force acting on unit positive charge kept at origin. So we know the force using this value, using this calculation, we have to find the electric intensity. Same situation is given. So I will read the problem. Infinite charges of magnitude q each are lying at x is equal to 1, 2, 4, infinity, infinity meter on x-axis. The value of the intensity of electric field at point x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 means origin. Due to these charges will be. So what to find intensity at point O? Here we have calculated the force. Total force acting on the charge kept at origin. So E is equal to, or you can denote it by U. E is equal to electric intensity at origin, that is x is equal to 0. So E is equal to F by Q. So we know the value of F and we have to find this. So F is equal to Q into Q upon 8 times Q into Q upon Q into bracket this 1 upon 1 minus 1 by R. R is equal to 1 by 4. Q is equal to 1 coulomb, so Q will get cancelled, and therefore intensity E is equal to 1 upon 4 by epsilon naught into Q into 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 4. So 9 into 10 raised to 9 multiplied by 1 coulomb multiplied by 4 by 3. So that is equal to 12 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per coulomb. So intensity is equal to 12 into 10 raised to 9. So the correct choice is A. A choice is correct. Newton per coulomb. A is correct. And a force over upon electric field intensity calculated. How we define the electric field intensity? It is a force acting on unit positive charge. Therefore, capital Q is taken as unit positive charge means 1 coulomb, like this. That Q is any quantity, small q, it get cancelled like this. Let us see question number. What is the total charge in coulomb of 75 kilogram of electrons? The electron आपण collect केलेले n electron and त्याचा mass आपल्याला 75 kilogram दिलेला आहे. Let m is equal to mass of n electrons. So m is equal to 75 kilogram. Q is equal to total charge of n electrons So Q is equal to N into E, equation 1 by quantization of charge. We know this equation, quantization of charge. The total charge present on any body is equal to integer multiple multiplied by E. Now here we have to find N. N is equal to number of electrons in mkg mass. Therefore, N is equal to m upon me, where me is equal to mass of each electron. So, how many electrons are present in 75 kg? That one we can calculate. So, this is equal to 75 kg upon 9.1, or approximately you can take as 9. You will take the fraction 9.1 into 10 to minus 31. So this is equal to 8.23 nearly into 10 to 31 electrons. N is equal to, therefore put in 1. So Q is equal to N into E. So this is equal to 8.23 into 10 to 31 multiplied by 1.6 into 10 to minus 19. So 31 and this is 10 to 12, and this product is nearly 1.2. So charge of the electron is minus. So this total size is minus. So this is equal to 1.23. It is more than 1.28. So 1.32 into 10 to 13.2 into 10 to 12 coulomb, or minus 1.32 into 10 to 13 coulomb. So total charge is 75 kilogram of electron is equal to this much. The electron has negative charge, therefore minus 7. Electron has negative charge. And minus sign निकालने से current को निकालना मुश्किल है, and therefore the correct answer is C. Therefore C is correct. C is correct. Like this. So here we have used so many properties of the electrostatic. The first property is this, quantization of charge. The total charge Q is always equal to integer number multiplied by charge of the electron or charge of the proton. Here we are collecting the electron, therefore minus sign. So N is the total number of electron present in m kilogram mass of, therefore N is equal to total mass of the group of electron, bunch of electron, mass of the single electron, mass of the single electron. It is not given. So this constant quantity we should put directly. 9.1 into 10 to minus 31 kilogram mass of each electron, and this is 75 kg. Both should be in the same unit, and therefore the number of electron is equal to 8.23 into 10 to 31. You can check this value by log or by calculator. So we have substituted this value directly here, and therefore the total charge is of electron is negative 1.32 into 10 to 13 coulomb. This is 10 to 12, but this is 13.2, and therefore it will become, so total charge is equal to this much, like this. Okay, we'll stop here. We will see next problem from this test in next lecture.